So this past weekend I read Will Grayson for the first time, which is kind of sad considering the fact I've been a Nerdwriter for 2 years and I didn't read it till last weekend. But anyway, I probably should have read it earlier because one passage really, like, I loved it of course because I mean it's just incredible, but one passage that really caught my mind was this one. Here, let me read it. When did who you want to screw become the whole game? Since when is who you want to screw the only person you get to love? I'm one of those girls who probably spends a little bit too much time thinking about what her crush thinks. Like, does he like me? Does he not? You know, stuff like that. And so that really caught my attention because it's a reminder that romantic love isn't the only kind of love that's important. It's also friendship and family and all of those amazing loves that we overlook. One thing it really made me think about was, is it possible to lust for a friend? I mean, like, not like lust after a friend, like, oh, I want to screw you, friend, but have like physically want to be better friends with someone and not like get in their pants. So there's this guy that he's really sweet. Like, here's an example. It's a really small example, but here's an example of his sweetness. So there's a main road that goes this way, and then my street splits off this way, and I live down here. So he lives up past on the farther up the main road than I do. And one time he was driving me home, and I was like, oh, you can just drop me off at the top of my street. It's not that big of a deal. It's 100 feet from the main street to my house. And like, most of my friends are like, okay, whatever, you know, drop you off the top of the street. I'm not gonna fall and kill myself before I get to my house. So I was just like, oh, you know, whatever. And then he's like, no, I'm gonna drive you all the way down because that's what a gentleman would do. And it struck me as really sweet because not a lot of guys would do that for me. And so I was just like, oh. But the thing is that even though he's this incredibly sweet guy, I do not want to be anything more than friends. Like, the thought of kissing him? Just no. But the thought of hugging him, like, recently his mom flipped her car on a mountain near here, and she's pregnant, so there's like really this concern, is the baby okay? And he came into the class one day and looked really distraught. So we're like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And he was like, he told us about his mom, and we're like, oh my gosh. And I just wanted to hug him. I wanted to be close enough friends with him that I could hug him and make him feel better, but I'm not. And so I'm really just, I want to learn how to be better friends with him, and I lust after his friendship. Not that I lust after him, but I lust after his friendship. Like, we're friends right now, but I would like to be better friends. And it's just this idea of friendless is an interesting concept to me. Do you think what would you call it? This wanting to be better friends with someone. I mean, I don't know how to do this without seeming like I'm coming on to him, like in a romantic way, you know? Like, I don't want to make it seem like I want to in his pants, because I don't. I need to figure that out. And the thing is that like he does really sweet things sometimes, like the whole dropping me off at my house instead of 100 feet away from my house thing. But then other times he can kind of be a jerk. You know, he's a guy. All guys can be jerks and all girls can be witches. And so I just like get this mixed message. Do you want to be better friends with me or not? Because like, if I was sure that he wanted to be better friends, I would totally, you know, be like, oh, let's hang out sometime. Maybe not, because it would seem like I want to go out with him in this small, rural, small-minded town. But I don't know. I want to be better friends with him. I don't want to be better friends with him. Capiche? Recently, John touched on this in one of his videos, John Green of the Vlogbrothers. I would link it, but I'm too lazy, so you should probably look that up. It's pretty recent, like, How to Be More Than Friends, I think is the title, and he talks about that in addition to his in Will Grayson. So check that out, if you haven't already. Which, Eleanor, you definitely have. But anyone else who hasn't checked it out, How to Be More Than Friends by the Vlogbrothers. Also, Eleanor, I'm sorry if I didn't answer your questions. I believe that I told you that I was only going to answer them in comments, because you said that was good enough, kind of. Well, you kind of didn't give a reply, so I took that to mean it was good enough. But next time, if you want me to answer your questions, you should probably directly ask, like, 1, what is your favorite color? 2, what's your favorite book? But, I mean, those weren't your questions. Because I mean, there's the whole introverted thing, but I kind of already answered that in a comment, so I don't know. Yeah, directly ask. I'm kind of stupid. You should make it clear. Okay, peace.